Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us for Forging the Final Mile. We're excited to sit down with Adam Bridges of JB Hunt today. Adam is the Senior Director of Operations at JB Hunt, and he heads up their Final Mile division. So thank you for coming on, Adam.
Yeah, appreciate you having me.
Awesome. Well, why don't we get started by you telling us a little bit more about how you got involved with JB Hunt and your role there?
Sure, yeah. I've been with JB Hunt for almost 13 years at this point, and I think that I have had experience in almost every division within the company. I started in 2008 doing regional account representation for about 20 different clients shipping out of Florida, which really got my feet in the door at JB Hunt to learn what transportation is and what supply chain is. I did not come from a supply chain education background. I actually have a political science degree. But the experience that I learned of navigating the waters of writing reports and being able to manage a political conversation, a political environment, really set me up for success in the corporate environment as well. Account representation wasn't really my thing, so then I switched into actually an IT role. I was doing some software engineering work, and that's where I found a love for solving problems with algorithms. One of the main things that I worked on there was trying to determine the best way to utilize JB Hunt's capacity. And those projects and those skills that I developed in the software engineering side moved me into the logistics engineering side for our intermodal division. So I got experience with the railroads, and I got to figure out what dray looked like from the customers to the yards and the other way at the backside of the delivery. From there, I actually decided to take a slight foray away from JB Hunt. I went to Walmart to see about alternative opportunities, and they had me running their LTL division. I had about 13 facilities across the United States that I was in charge of optimizing and making them run more efficient. But I found out that the grass sometimes is not always greener, and JB Hunt is an incredible company to work for. They graciously brought me back, where I started in the final mile division as a logistics engineer. And quickly, my work that I had done in the intermodal division was seen as a benefit to the final mile division. We were working on how do we properly schedule our in-home consumer deliveries and all the intricacies that go along with that, and make the most efficient route, and also make the most dense route. So that's really what I was working on, and then quickly I got pulled into some special projects. I was on site with one of our large final mile customers in Michigan for about 3 years, and then in February of this year, they brought me back as a senior director to run a new project that we're calling Final Mile Complete. And I'll probably talk a little bit about that more later, but that's where I am now and how I got here.
Awesome. Well, you definitely have a lot of experience with a bunch of major companies like Walmart. So moving into JB Hunt and what they're doing in last mile, when did they recognize the need to start using last mile as more of an initiative?
One of the things that I hope is going to be evident throughout our chat here is that JB Hunt really focuses on partnership. We take the relationships with our customers extremely seriously. And when our customer comes to us with a need, we take that seriously and see what we can do to help them. And our entry into the final mile was just that scenario. We had a customer that we were servicing their manufacturing side and their raw material side with our Class A and 53-foot intermodal stuff. And they were having some difficulties with their existing home delivery network. And they just came to the table and asked if JB Hunt would be willing to do it, if we'd like to try. And we had some experience with some extremely high touch deliveries before, but never anything into the consumer's home. So this was our first real experience of what's the difference between delivering to a business and running heavy machinery at a job site, for example, versus taking appliances and furniture and exercise equipment and into someone's home, and dealing with all of the expectations that you have to manage up front with delivery windows and safe driving and taking care of the consumer's home. And of course, that was a learning experience. No one, no one gets that right out of the gate, but we took the challenge in stride, and we started very small, very slow. Once we have proven that we were actually doing well for them, and it was seen as a benefit to both JB Hunt and our customer, they quickly gave us their entire network. So that one location over a decade ago has now grown into a network that services all lower 48 states. We do have some entry into Hawaii and Alaska, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands as well. So long story short, the way that we recognized we needed to service final mile is because our customer had a need, and we were willing to step up to the table and assist them with that need, and it worked out well for both companies.
Yeah, you mentioned not having much experience to start with when they asked you if you could do this for them. Is that where you guys started looking at acquiring last mile companies to gain that insight?
Not back then, no, ma'am. This was all destined to be a company model with JB Hunt on-site manager and JB Hunt employee drivers. So at that point, we weren't looking to acquire anybody. We were just looking to learn from the industry experts and then build our network off of those lessons.
Okay, so how you guys have since acquired some companies, but you've also built out that network. How do you all keep that balance of building out a network and acquiring different well-known companies through the industry?
Well, it kind of goes back to the partnership, where if our customers come to us and have a need, we try not to ever say no. We try to always listen to our customers and figure out if it's something that we can do. It's not always something we can do, but if it's something that fits well within our employee model, we've got that figured out pretty well. So it's a no-brainer to get them in that network as long as it's a good fit. As far as the acquisitions that we've made, we do our best to partner with industry leaders in everything that we do. So going to the 2019 acquisition of Corey Home Delivery, we did not have a huge footprint in the furniture home delivery world, and Corey was the industry leader in North America. So we began doing research and working with that company, figuring out that that was a core competency that JB Hunt wanted within our final mile division. And also, we were going to partner with the best in the business to make sure that we're doing it right and we're able to service the customer. And through that acquisition, we've done extremely good things with our furniture home delivery market, and it's been growing. And we don't only grow with mergers and acquisitions either. We do have a strong sales team that's always out there. If anyone needs to talk to us, they're available. So we are focused on organic growth as well. And then probably another example to your question about the acquisitions, the Mass Movement acquisition that was just announced. They are, again, the best in class at delivering exercise equipment and doing the gym swaps for all the gyms that we have around our towns. So we have some exercise home delivery, and it made sense for us to work with Mass Movement and grow our footprint in that division. And that's really the goal. Is we never want to grow too fast. We don't want to grow too slow either. And the acquisition is a way for us to build our core competencies, engage with industry leaders and learn from them, and then be able to build that new network offering up together.
Absolutely. And one of the JB Hunt executives, Nick Hobbs, had said that he wanted to aggressively invest in heavy goods and big and bulky. So you mentioned exercise equipment. We know that was big in 2020. What do you see in big and bulky that makes it such a priority for JB Hunt?
Well, when you look at the home delivery space, you really only have a few different methods of what you could deliver to a client. Of course, we all know parcel. UPS and FedEx have a incredibly dense and very well built out network there. So parcel doesn't really make sense for anyone just to jump into these days. Courier is something that we also see as there's opportunity out there, but there's a lot of courier services. One of the big voids in the home delivery space is big and bulky. So that's why it made sense for us to target that. One of the things that we really like about Big and Bulky as well is how specialized it is. You might think that dropping off furniture and appliances to a customer's house is all about the same, but I would say that yeah, city to city, it is even a different experience, specifically when you walk into customers' homes. So the expertise required to do this work is something that was very exciting to us. We like a challenge at JB Hunt, and just learning through that and being able to grow that network out to be best in class at an extremely hard delivery service offering, it really kind of sets us apart, and that's what we're working for. You know, once you're in the customer's home, everything changes. So you gotta have the best guys out there, and we like finding the best guys. We pride ourselves in making sure that our delivery teams and our management is top notch. It's not very easy to onboard these carriers for us right now. We actually only have about a 25% hit rate of people that make it through our onboarding process. That's because we have the strictest and most thought out onboarding process to make sure that we've got the best guys in the building to do these challenging and difficult deliveries to customers' homes. You know, think about last time you bought something big off the internet or had something delivered from one of your big box stores. You know, there's a lot of excitement and a lot of potential stress, but hopefully it's all happy, that goes along with having a stranger walk into your house. So we do our best to make sure that the stress that could be associated with that is alleviated immediately, and that we have a happy experience and a happy customer. And that, you know, that goes all the way up to the top. That helps us build our brand and helps our customers build their brands, and we grow together. And you know, that's the challenge of the Big and Bulky network that really is appealing to us.
Absolutely. And that same executive, Nick Hobbs, had said final mile deliveries can be expensive to develop and execute, but it pales next to the damage to a business's sales and reputation should deliveries go awry. We need to look at the total cost of a bad delivery experience. So how does technology play into building that ideal delivery experience? You talked about building that great network, having the best people. Where does technology come in?
Right. So I kind of alluded to it when I was going over my experience. We've got a lot of different avenues that we are using within JB Hunt to figure out the best way to do this in an ever-changing industry. So I was brought on to help build an algorithm to more effectively schedule our clients, to give them a better experience, and to give our drivers a better experience by setting them up for success. So internally, we've got a very large and significant engineering and technology presence that's constantly working on improving the systems that JB Hunt has built inside, and then also integrating with other partners out there to make sure that what our client is requesting from us is what we're giving them. So we partner with a lot of different companies. eTrack is actually one of the ones that we've partnered in the Final Mile Complete network, and you guys have done an extremely good job working with us and partnering with us to get our carrier network integrated with JB Hunt systems in a very, very seamless way. As far as like in-route technology and what we're doing there, we use probably all of the industry standards that everyone knows about to do our routing and technology and visibility. And what we do is integrate that information into the JB Hunt 360 platform. So our shippers have full access and visibility to their book of business with us, almost like a control tower for their entire book that they do with JB Hunt if they ship through multiple modes. But we're always trying to learn. We're always trying new technologies and trying new methods, and getting the ideas that might sound crazy on the front end, experimenting with those and figuring out if it's the right way to do it.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about 2020, the year that was. How did JB Hunt fare in a pandemic and a year where e-commerce was huge? I'm assuming Big and Bulky was still big for you guys then. How did you guys develop your business to grow during an unprecedented year?
Yeah, that's a good question. First off, we wanted to alleviate any of the stress from our employee teams about having to work during the pandemic. We wanted to be safe. We wanted to make sure that everyone was protected, specifically our consumers when we're walking into a home as a stranger. So we early on developed a team of, I think there's 6 or 7 folks that met daily about what's the right protocols to put in place. What do you do to, in the instance of an outbreak, or if someone did get infected by the virus, what do you do to alleviate that, keep the operation running? Because one of our larger clients, we do deliver appliances to customers' homes, and it's a sad reality, but folks that do have life-saving medicine need refrigeration, and if something happens to their existing unit, they need to have a refrigerator delivered quickly. So we absolutely had to figure out how to do it safely, how to get our clients and our consumers taken care of, but also make sure that we're taking care of our employees as well. So that's kind of what we did on the safety side. We had daily briefings and making sure that we're following protocols and cleanliness standards. As far as the business goes, we grew pretty significantly through 2020 in the final mile space. You alluded to it earlier with the exercise equipment. When the gyms closed, everyone still wanted to ride their exercise bikes and run on the treadmill. That supply picked up significantly. It was a huge piece of our delivery network since the pandemic started. We've done an incredible amount of exercise, but another thing that comes along with that is everyone's working from home and they don't like the way their living room looks anymore, or they need new home office furniture. So we really started exploding. The delivery volume from e-commerce and specifically furniture and exercise just went through the roof this year. And I'm sure everyone on the call has felt that and seen it and heard it. And we were no different within JB Hunt. We've got 90 facilities that JB Hunt drivers do all of our deliveries. We've got over 100 facilities that we partner with outsourced carriers to do the work for us while we have management on site to assist them. And all of those accounts, every single one that had one of these markets that exploded in the 2020 pandemic was filled to the seams. And yeah, it was a crazy year.
You mentioned how the capacity needs exploded. How did you guys address that? Did you make all of your deliveries on time? Did you have to grow your network? What happened? What changes were made internally to make sure you got the job done?
Well, so we have a very strong employee network in that model. So in the instance that drivers were falling out due to the pandemic, that we would have the ability to shift our labor in areas that might have been light on a certain day. So we were very easy, well, not very easy. It was somewhat easy to be nimble in that network. But to your point, the driver market is tight. It's tight everywhere, and it's no different in the final mile space. So we just didn't stop recruiting. Like I said, we've only got about a 25 success rate for people that can pass all of our quality standards. So add that on top of an already tight market, and you kind of see what we're going up against. But we've got a very, very good recruiting team for our final mile space. We've been doing this for over a decade now, so we've got a pretty good eye, and we're able to talk with people in a way that they know what they're getting into, and we can vet them to make sure that they're someone that we want to partner with. And we've got very strong on-site management that assists them with training, making sure they've got what they need to be successful, because at the end of the day, everyone wants to do a good job. And what we do as JB Hunt and recruiters is make sure that we give them the tools necessary for them to be successful.
Absolutely. And you had mentioned only 25% of the carriers get through the recruiting process and get to join your network. Once they're in your network, how are you guys managing carrier compliance and enforcing that high standard of care for your customers?
That is all managed at our on-site management. So each manager that we have at these facilities are in charge of making sure that their drivers maintain all of our safety standards. And if they don't, they're addressed immediately and swiftly. They're also constant quality checks as far as if there's a new type of product coming through, there's a training that goes on. Everyone that's run a dock knows that you do morning meetings and talk to the guys and just share best practices and keep everyone up to speed on what's going on there. But, really beyond being a servant leader, being on the dock with these guys, showing them that you care about them, and stressing the importance of safety. It's one thing to think we can all drive a truck or drop off boxes to people's homes, but it really does take daily focus and dedicated focus on making sure you're taking care of a client. So it's all just constant management, constant encouragement, constructive criticism when needed. And if unfortunately the carrier is not able to meet our standards after they've been onboarded, then we have to part ways with them, of course. But we just try to be very deliberate with our focus on safety. It's one of JB Hunt's key principles. And that includes safety of the other motorists on the road, safety of our driver staff, and safety of the customer's home. It's all incredibly important, especially in a home delivery space.
So as a tech guy, what do you see coming down the pipeline for alternative delivery methods like drones and electric trucks? How is JB Hunt going to be utilizing those?
I think it'd be awesome to see a drone try to deliver a couch. I don't know how feasible that's going to be, but JB Hunt has made very deliberate investments and plans to be more of a green company and increase the sustainability of the United States transportation network. I'm not sure if you saw the announcement. I think it's been about a month and a half back, but we did announce that Craig Harper is now our Chief Sustainability Officer, where his sole focus is just that. Now, more specifically, in the final mile space, we have been piloting electric delivery vehicles for just local routing off of our LDC network. Our first one, it didn't quite have what we needed, but we have recently upgraded to one that is performing a little bit better. I definitely see that as the future. In our non-final mile delivery space, we've of course partnered with Tesla Motors to get some of their electric trucks. So sustainability and getting fossil fuels off the road and out of the transportation network is definitely something that we are very, very interested in and actively pursuing.
Yeah, I'm with you on seeing the drone deliver a couch. I look forward to that day. Having one deliver my fridge too. So as of, I believe, the first of the year, you guys have acquired 4 different last mile companies. Where are you guys at today with growing last mile? What do you see coming in 2021?
Well, so where we're at today, JB Hunt Final Mile is about a $700 million organization within our operating system. Like I said earlier, we do touch all the lower 48, Alaska, Hawaii, Puerto Rico, and the Virgin Islands. So we've got a significant footprint in the contiguous U.S. We are, we're servicing pretty much everyone that has product going into a home, whether it's a brick and mortar retailer where we're delivering from the back of the store. We've got e-tailers, we've got a manufacturer in pretty much every size of furniture that you could think of. We do appliances, beds, fitness, TVs, cabinets, really anything that goes into a home. So if there is a new opportunity, we would welcome it. And like I said earlier, we've got about 90 facilities that JB Hunt drivers deliver out of, employee drivers. We also have about that many where we're operating off of our customers' docks. And then we've got over 100 third-party locations where we facilitate the freight to their dock and they deliver from their real estate. On top of that, one of the new things, like I mentioned earlier with Final Mile Complete, is that we're offering first, middle, and final mile service for our customers now. So if you've got a product that needs to be drop shipped and you don't have a way to get it there, JB Hunt Final Mile does have the opportunity to get that product where it needs to go. That was a new thing that we built in 2020. So that's kind of where we're at today. We've got a really strong geographic footprint within the United States, both with our facilities and our warehouses and our customers' facilities and warehouses. So that's kind of what JB Hunt Final Mile looks like today. Now, what's next for Final Mile? You know, obviously we need to keep growing. That's a desire of ours, but we don't want to be the biggest. Our job at JB Hunt to grow this network is to be the best at what we do. We want to be the best partner for our customers. We want to make sure that it's not just about dollars, it's about servicing the customer. And when you are that good partner and you are servicing the customer to what they are requiring of you, then both parties grow together. So we don't want to just grow. We don't want to just acquire for acquiring's sake. We want to make smart, intelligent decisions. We want to grow with the right customers that are going to be good partners, and we can be a good partner to them as well, and make sure that at the end of the day, the number one most important thing is that the customer is taken care of, and that the end consumer is taken care of. With how social media has kind of blown up with delivery experiences, and you know, people are able to look up the CEO of a company if they have a bad experience. It's really important that we focus daily, actively on taking care of the customer. So that's what's next for Final Mile, is to continue to be a good partner, to continue to take care of our customers, and to continue to take care of their consumers.
That's a fantastic stance. So we've run through most of the questions I had, but we've had a few questions submitted. So with this last few minutes, we'll just go over those. If you do have questions, feel free to submit them in the question box, and we'll try to get to them. Some of them maybe Adam will answer later, and we can send his answers out via email if we run out of time. But one of those questions was, what was the most significant last mile challenge JB Hunt had to overcome to ensure a successful final mile solution?
Oh man, which one to choose? We'll stick with recency bias. I think the pandemic has been probably the most significant challenge that I have been a part of since being with JB Hunt. There's just so much that goes on with that. You know, first off, making sure that we're taking care of our people, making sure that everyone's staying healthy, having a backup plan that is significant enough to be able to maintain our operation in the event that there's a breakout, putting all the procedures in place to make sure there's not a breakout. And then, you know, how do you make a consumer feel comfortable with a strange person coming into your house to deliver something in, you know, you never spoken with them, you don't have a picture, you don't know anything about their history. It's just it was a very, very interesting challenge to overcome. And I feel like we did it with flying colors. We have been able to service our customers extremely well. I think, if I'm remembering right, there's only a few that were not able to stay with their doors open. So for the most part, all of our business was still flowing, and we had to figure it out quickly. So that's what we did. And then, you know, the obvious answer beyond that would be, anytime there's something new that comes out, it's always a challenge to delineate that information effectively and quickly. But we've been able to build a significant training platform with the proper checks and balances, with regional management and regional safety management, that just make sure that anytime we do have a curveball thrown our way, whether it be a product change or manufacturing defect, or, you know, there's a whole plethora of things. Those challenges are always overcome because we've built in such a strong regional and local management team to get that information out to our teams quickly and effectively.
Yeah, I think the pandemic's a fair answer. I think everybody, that is the top of mind for a lot of people still. Another person has asked, with the overwhelming demand of e-commerce, what role will last mile delivery companies take in providing last mile deliveries in 2021? I believe they mean like a regional and local last mile carrier.
Well, I think it's inevitable that the final mile will grow. We all know that the big box stores are not showing up as prominently anymore. Malls are pretty much gone effectively everywhere. So everything is moving e-commerce, and consumers still need to get their product in their home. As far as what I think is going to happen in 2021, we're always looking within JB Hunt at how do we better service our customers, and whether that be setting up regional distribution centers or partnering with a customer that has that network already and just operating it for them. We're really open to whatever we need to do to service our customers, as long as it's the right fit for both companies. But yeah, e-tailing is not going away. If anything, I think what we saw in 2020 is going to stick, and the volume is probably going to grow in 2021. So that's going to be a challenge, but we're up for it, and making sure that we're planning properly for any volume that's going to come to us down the pipe.
Yes. Going back to, you mentioned going into people's homes, and a lot takes a lot of responsibility there. Somebody's asked about insurance requirements and liabilities for entering people's homes. Well, how does JB Hunt navigate those?
We have, within JB Hunt employee model, we've got very strong insurance that we maintain at our corporate level. If a third-party provider wants to work with us, there are very line by line laid out rules of the levels of insurance that they need to hold if they want to operate with JB Hunt. And our recruiting team has the ability to provide that if anyone's interested. And then we've got a compliance team that makes sure that when they are onboarded and they do pass those checks, that all of those checks and balances maintain active, and then make sure that there is no lapse in insurance, and we monitor the Highway Traffic Safety Administration boards and CSA, and all the places that safety stuff is posted. That is all very prominent in our daily management of these carriers.
Sure, and I think that is all we have time for today. But before we log off, Adam, if somebody wants more information on you or JB Hunt, where can they find that?
Yep, I am on LinkedIn, and I know several of you have already reached out. So if you want to connect with me there, I'm ready and willing to answer any and all of your questions. If you are a carrier and you are looking to explore your options about hauling with JB Hunt, working with us, we do have an email group for that, and it is dna.recruiting@jbhunt.com. That's dog November Alpha .recruiting@jbhunt.com. And that team will get with you guys quickly and make sure that you're taken care of, and hopefully we'll be able to work with each other.
Fantastic. Well, Adam, thank you for your time today. I really appreciate it. We will be sending out the link to the recording of the webinar if you want to share with anybody in your company. For more information on eTrack, you can go to eTrackFinalMile.com. And if there are any questions left here at the bottom, we'll see if I can't get Adam to shoot over an email with some answers to those last ones. So thank you guys for attending. Have a great day.
Yeah, thanks for having me.